Hey guys, I'm Review It Dan.
Namataku Kent. Welcome to Random Talks, our podcast-like series. How are you today?
Tired.
Because the events of today, or just this week in general?
Kind of a mix of both. Also, it rains outside. When it rains, I tend to lose a lot more energy.
Fair. Very fair. You already know how my week's been. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah. Was it a Hawaiian roller coaster?
I wish it was, because then I wouldn't be so stressed.
Yeah, that is true.
If you notice that it's red, it's because he dropped a piece of
He stabbed
chicken.
his blanket and it died. I got the other blanket red.
He dropped a piece of chicken on my bed.
Not my fault. He wanted a piece of chicken.
You didn't have to put it there when it rolled off.
Not my fault. Sorry.
Yes, it is your fault.
Yeah.
It is your food.
Yeah, but you ate some. So it was your fault for wanting it.
That's not true.
Yes, it
And
is.
you know it.
Yes, it is. Even your toys agree with me saying, yeah, you want the phone.
I have no clue what you just said. It was so high and fast I couldn't keep up.
Exactly, there are like 20 voices talking about it. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get in. We have a few things today, all of which are really good. First up on the list, Pokemon Sword and Shield, different Pokemons,
The Dynamax.
Dynamax. News over the just trying to get like I want to say Gigamax. Anyways, these Pokemon mostly original.
Hold on, you got a piece of hay in your hair. I don't know why there's a piece of hay in your hair.
Fall. Oh, Scarecrow.
Were you messing with a scarecrow?
No. But anyways, all these Pokemon from the original game have gotten a bit of an upgrade, I would say, wouldn't they? Well, some got an upgrade. Some just got
Strange.
First up on the list.
Let's start with the weird ones. Let's start with Long Boy Meowth.
Yeah, that one's a downloadable content of pre-ordering.
You just got to get the game before the allotted time.
Yeah, like how Piranha Plant was with Smash Brothers.
Yeah. You also got Big Chonkus Pikachu.
Yeah, it looks like his original form with a little bit of a longer tail, right?
Yeah, it's reaching up to the storm clouds. Yeah.
Yeah. Fluffy Eevee.
Yeah.
Mothra Butterfree.
Charizard Volcano mode.
Yeah, wings are on fire.
So is his belly.
That too. I'm on fire!
This Pokemon's on fire. I wish I could sing higher.
Yeah, but all of them have an effect that works with them. Charizard burns other Pokemon that are not fire type. Meowth has a payday attack that's crazy as heck.
I call it the slot machine.
Butterfree has a Dust Storm, which causes either paralysis, poison, or sleep.
Mm-hmm. Pikachu gives paralysis to all his opponents.
Eevee, just fluffy.
Just fluffy. If an opposite gendered Pokemon is affected by the Eevee, it will be infatuated.
Yep.
Did we miss any?
Oh, that's it.
All right. What's next?
Next up is Doolittle.
But what if I want to do more?
Well, you just gotta do Doolittle first.
Darn.
Anyways, Doolittle is actually a continuation, or I guess a reboot of the original Dr. Doolittle.
It's the reboot.
Yeah,
today's a day.
Yeah, it also is hard to understand how to transcribe it.
So the original Doolittle is more like this Doolittle, and the Doolittle that a lot of people are familiar with Eddie Murphy is actually a reboot and modernization of the original Doolittle, which is actually more like the current Doolittle.
Oh no, I gone cross-eyed. Yeah, so this is not a remake of Dr. Doolittle Eddie Murphy. This is a remake of Dr. Doolittle, the original Dr. Doolittle, black and white, where all the animals had peanut butter in their mouth going with words over them. Watch, I put peanut butter in my mouth, he'll talk for me.
I am a monkey. Da, 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 da. I don't know. You put me on the spot here. I didn't know what to say.
But yeah, basically like that.
Do it again. 3.14159265487
Basically that. The animals in this one are CGI, and they, with CGI, the mouths move.
Hopefully we'll get more emotion out of them than we did the Lion King reboot.
I never saw it, actually.
I haven't seen it either, but from what I've seen, the expressions on the animals' faces aren't very good.
I know that on Jungle Book, even though it was all CGI with a few real kind of things on there, not a lot, just a few, they showed a good amount of emotion. Not great, but pretty good.
Yeah.
Although if I were to say to watch a Jungle Book movie, I'd say watch Netflix Jungle Book. It was actually Mowgli is what it's called.
Yeah.
That one's a lot darker, a lot cooler.
It's a lot better. Like it's more like the book.
Yeah, definitely more like the book. Considering that Jungle Book was actually a few stories in one, not just Mowgli. But anyways, for Doolittle, it looks pretty fun. Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doolittle.
I'm excited for that because he has been restricted to action movies for so long.
Yeah, but even then, he's always been a bit of a smartass.
Yeah, and it's
like,
nice to
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
And it's nice to have a character out of Robert Downey Jr. that we haven't really gotten. You know, fancy free. You know, fluid. Relaxed. Yeah, we haven't really had a character like that for him yet, and I'm very curious to see how he takes it.
Yeah, because a few movies I've seen him in, besides the Marvel movies, he's always the same. One movie, he was an expecting father trying to get home to his wife and child, an unborn child, and he's riding along with that one actor from The Hangover. I can't remember what his name is. He's a big guy with a beard. He always
the one that gets compared to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy. And he still kind of acts like, you know, Tony Stark in a way. But, you know, it's different because he's like, okay, I'm a father. My kid's about to be born. I'm about to miss my kid being born. And I'm with this guy who has a dog and the ashes of his father. And he's a pain in the rear.
Sounds like a weird movie.
And that's pretty funny. Because Robert Downey Jr. has a friend inside the movie. And he takes the father's ashes into his coffee grounds.
Oh.
Yeah, like...
What is this, Austin Powers?
So it's like, dude, this coffee is terrible. I don't know why. It's the coffee that you brought. Our coffee? Yeah. That wasn't coffee. What do you mean? Those were his father's ashes. Get him out of here. Him, the dog, his beard. It's a weird movie. You gotta watch it. I'll tell you what it is and if you can find it. But yeah, Doolittle actually seems really interesting. Cannot wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
And next on the list, Fortnite.
Okay, so this one's kind of weird. I talked to Dan about this earlier. So what had happened was all of the crazy events that have been happening over the course of what are they called, seasons?
Yeah. Like the all new elements, the new character stuff,
time
and all that stuff.
rifts, the meteor, all this was building up to this final moment where everything crashed into one singular point on something. All the people who were playing at the time got launched backwards, floating in midair, and then suddenly you see, and everything becomes a singularity of a black hole.
And basically, this happens. Like one day, if you logged on, all you see is a singularity black hole. Mm-hmm. The next day, the game basically restarted.
It rebooted itself. Instead of just saying, okay, we're going down for maintenance to this day, you'll be able to log back in this day. No, they didn't tell everybody anything. They just showed that picture and launched the game when it was ready.
I remember when that Monster vs. Robot thing happened. People were surprised with that one.
Yeah.
It was cool, though.
Not as weird as that Thanos thing.
Mm.
You remember that?
No.
It was around the time of Endgame.
Yeah.
I think if you gathered all the Infinity Stones, you temporarily turned into Thanos.
Oh, God. Please tell me it's not like that happens competition.
I have no clue, but it was hysterical nonetheless.
Oh, man, that's good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Fortnite player. I never will be. I don't like shooter games.
I'm bothered if we give it a try. We like it, but not really get into it.
I can't get into it. I'm terrible at shooter games. I will never win.
But, well, I know a lot of people are going from Blizzard to Fortnite now because of a boo-boo Blizzard made, which we will not get into because...
That's a whole can of worms we yeeted out the window because we didn't want to touch it.
Yeah, let's just say Blizzard made Big Bad Boo-Boo, and...
Big Bad Boo-Boo.
It backfired on them.
Boo-Boo told Yogi that he didn't like it either.
Yogi, Blizzard did something very bad. What'd they do, you? What'd they do, Boo-Boo?
What'd they do, Boo-Boo?
We can't say on YouTube right now, otherwise we'll be in trouble.
Oh, that's no good, Boo-Boo.
We get a copyright strike.
We'll get a copyright strike.
Instead of a picnic basket, hey!
And you know me, I'm smarter than the average bear, and I don't want that. Woohoo!
Yeah, so that's all we're going to say about Blizzard now.
Yeah.
And last on the list, before I say what's on the list, let me just say this. For the majority of Disney, making movies out of rides has been either a great hit, like Pirates of the Caribbean, or a grand miss, like Haunted Mansion. Yeah. This one, however, seems interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... Like, I don't think it's going to be like the greatest, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better than Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Cruise.
I showed him the trailer earlier today.
Yeah. Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt, right?
Yep.
Good, got her name right. But, so it is based on the Jungle Cruise ride, and even the guy of The Rock's character is a scam artist, right?
He's a con artist. It's obvious. He's
to the point where he's pulling levers and fake hippos and other things are happening, like on a ride.
The backside of water.
So
O2H. O2H.
So it's like, I don't know whether to be mad that it's basically parodying the ride, or laughing because that's actually hilarious in this movie. I find
it hilarious.
Not to mention, like, the natives of the jungle.
Are actors.
Like, you know how back then it was, like, bad when... Like, nowadays, it's racially stereotypical with natives like that.
Well, I mean, it isn't inaccurate, though. There were tribal people who were headhunters. They're gods God or gods, depending on what tribe it was, believed in a human sacrifice would appease their god, or in I think it was the Aztecs case where they would sacrifice someone to bring back the sun the next day or something like that. It wasn't uncommon. Is it stereotypical? Yes, but it's not highly inaccurate.
Yes, but for this scene, it was not stereotypical because it was all part of the act. Because as I'm going blow dodge, I'm gonna hit the rock. I'm like, hey, calm it down. Sorry. So it was like a messed up joke that actually took a turn for the right side.
Now, there's ways to fix. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for this movie. I feel like it's going to do very well.
Better than Jumanji.
Better. Well,
maybe.
Better than the reboot.
Yeah.
We're sorry, The Rock, but no.
Look, the reboot would do so much greater if they brought the game to life like the original.
Like maybe the curse on the board game was broken after no one played it for so long, and so it released itself upon the world. That would have been so much better.
I mean, the first reboot for it was funny and clever enough with the game.
Yeah. That,
I cannot blame it for that, putting it inside the game now. But why not do a mix of it next time? You know, bring the game life to real life.
Yeah.
Even have the game going,
well, they can't go too...
very strange.
They can't take it too far, because if you go virtual reality, you're getting into Sword Art Online territory.
No, not Sword Art Online. I mean, like, bring the game. Like,
I know.
Like how in the original movie, when all the animals came out, and, like, roll the dice as well.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I just wanted my hammer.
What are you, Thor?
No, last night...
Oh, you're Thor.
Well, I'm always sore, but that's neither here nor there.
You're Thor? Well, that hurts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this program has been brought to you by sand. It's everywhere. Get used to it.
Well, for us, it's weather.
It's rain.
No, it's not. It's weather. It's messed up weather.
This is a family heirloom. Apparently, my great-grandfather made this. I don't know. I just thought it was... I just like messing with it sometimes.
It's hard.
Well, I mean, it's wood.
Yeah, this is some good wood that could probably be a good crack on someone's head if they try to attack you.
I still wouldn't use it for that. It's more decorative use, and it's got real leather on the end.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry, got distracted.
Yes, very distracted. For shame on you.
I'm sorry, it's got a shiny finish.
But anyways, yeah. I can't wait for Jungle Cruise to come out. I'm not really clear on what's going on exactly, but a tree.
Some kind of tree of life or tree of the world or something like that. Now, I feel like if this movie does well, they might be able to make sort of like a cinematic universe for it, but not so much for like rides. No. The Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which they have hints of that society all through all the Disney parks around the world. Mm-hmm. The Mystic Manor in Asia. I can't remember if it's Hong Kong, Shanghai, or Tokyo. Mm-hmm. Jungle Cruise. There's a bunch of them. There's restaurants and rides that have this. And I feel like that if they do it right, they might be able to connect them all, and then we can get a Society of Explorers and Adventurers movie where maybe all the protagonists come together. in this movie and form a new one after the because it requires like saving of the world.
Yeah.
I feel like
if they do a remake of the Haunted Mansion, they could even have like the person in charge be the lady in the head and the.
The funny thing is the Mystic Manor is actually that version of the Haunted Mansion. They don't have a Haunted Mansion; they have Mystic Manor. Fixing the Haunted Mansion movie is easy.
Yeah, easily.
You can take out if you gut the whole thing. You have the building. If you put in Constance Hatchaway as an elderly lady when the protagonist goes to the building, and the same night she dies, the ghosts, there are 998 ghosts at the time, but when she dies it hits 999, and all the ghosts start freaking out because she's the one who's been killing all her husbands. Spoiler alert if you didn't know the story of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
She's killed all of her husbands. They're afraid that she's going to kill them in the spirit as spirits. So maybe something like that could happen with that movie. It would bring more lore to the actual story of the Haunted Mansion than it would.
And then bring in the Ghostbusters.
Sadly, I can see some Disney executives thinking that. But yeah, that's how I feel like Haunted Mansion could be fixed.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The Eddie Murphy one was good. Not great. Not great. It was good. It was okay.
But the twist was not that great.
No, it wasn't. And the story wasn't... I mean, the only real Haunted Mansion moments we got out of it were the hitchhiking ghosts that you told me about and the singing busts.
And not to mention Madame
Leota. Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. So that was at least on the good parts of the movie.
Yeah, those are really the only good parts out of that movie because the rest of it really didn't have anything to do with the ride. I feel like they could expand it and work around it and fix the lore of that movie. It could have been great.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll reboot it in the future, maybe not. But I can't see it fit into a movie about the Society of Explorers and Adventurers because there's no real world to expand upon. Whereas Pirates of the Caribbean, you have the ride, but it's based on the Caribbean. That's a large area to explore.
Like how if you said something about the archipelago, you have a large area of the archipelago to go with.
Exactly. So if they make a Society of Explorers and Adventurers, I'm just going to keep calling them Sea. That'll make it easier. Yeah. They make a sea-based movie, then they could actually incorporate all these little fragments that they've spread out through all the parks, make it into an epic movie. And I mean, if done right, it could be. I mean, it's not going to be Avengers big, but it could be better.
Something neat.
Yeah, it could be something unique, something different. That way, all of them could form a new society. All of the protagonists from all the movies come together, form a new society, and it brings forth a new era of the legend.
Ah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the notes right now.
All right. Got anything else to say?
I think we're all good right now. I'm Review Dan.
I'm Otaku Kit.
Hope you all had a blast.
And don't forget to stay random.
Ah!
Peace out, guys.